I've been asked to do Formula 1 a bunch of different times from a bunch of different people, and they've always been different eras, so I thought, why not just start at the beginning and go through all of them? So back to 1950, which is the inaugural year of Formula 1, when the game decides to load. So in preparation for this, I actually put together my own mod body. And I'm fairly happy with how this has turned out. Now, unfortunately, there are a few limitations. We're going to turn off the chassis, and we will do that later on as well. The big issues is I can't really run exactly the suspension I want to, so most of them had either a solid axle on the front, which would make my vehicle too tall, or a transverse leaf spring across the two. So what we're going to go with is just kind of an amalgamation of what majority an average car would have. And they would have a torsion beam or a DD tube in the rear, but a lot of them just had a solid axle coil, which is also very similar to what a DD tube is. So we're going to make our car quite light. It's going to be made out of aluminium, it's going to be a space frame, or is it going to be a ladder? You know what, it might be a ladder frame. It's also going to be made out of steel. We're going to have double wishbone on the front, and then a solid axle coil on the rear. Unfortunately, there is no torsion beam available yet, but as you can see, it's already starting to take shape. We will be extending out the wheels at some point, so then they can be proper on there. We don't have that set quite yet. We're going to go with an inline 6. Now, a lot of them had inline 8s, but it's so unfortunate they don't have inline 8s. And also, they usually run superchargers, and that is another thing that this game is horrendously lacking and should have, but I suppose we'll have to do. So we've got a dual overhead cam, 4 valves per cylinder, aluminium, and it's going to be a 1.5 liter, which is what was in a lot of these early Formula 1 cars. Now, the reason why they were in this early Formula 1 cars is because that was a limitation. You either had a 1.5 liter supercharge, which we'll be doing the supercharger mod for, or a 3 liter engine. So we're going to go with the 1.5 and do the mod, because I don't want a 3 liter naturally aspirated engine in this. I wanted the engine that everyone had. There we go. Exactamundo on 1.5 liters. Cast iron, cast, and cast. Our top end, now these had an RPM range of up to like 8 to 9,000 RPM, which is a lot for back in the day. So we're going to see if we can reach that too. And we're going to down this compression ratio to something like 7.5. That'd probably sound about right. There's very little details on these engines, unfortunately. And then we'll go with the best leaded fuel we can get. Oh, they went down to 6.5. Oh, interesting. Here we go, another 6.5. So it seems the 6.5 compression ratio was kind of the standard. So back to top end. Can we go down to 6.5? Yes, we can. How low can we go? We can go down to 6, but 6.5 will have to do, and we're going to see how much power we can wring out of this thing. These also probably ran hairspring valves, not the sort of valves that are in here. So if we get rid of the rocker cover, you can see that these are running like direct acting springs like that, but they would usually run a hairspring valve in these sorts of engines, which is kind of like a thing comes out from the bottom here, goes into a coil, and then goes up there, and then it just gets compressed that way. So that's what they used to have, but I suppose we work with what we've got in the game. Let's increase that RPM up to, say, like 9,000 RPM. We'll see how that goes. Race tubular, no mufflers whatsoever. And our pistons are dying. So increase that quality all the way up, and it's still dying. So maybe we'll drop that RPM just a little bit. There we go. We have the best pistons. You know what? Even I'm like cringing at how high quality that is. So we'll go to like a +10. And that's still well within our reach. So we got a really high quality fuel system as well. Increase these numbers all around a little bit. Play with our exhaust size. And then the rest will be done by the supercharger. These created 164 kilowatts, which is impressive. 220 horsepower from 1.5 liters back in the day. That's really nice. This is an exactly square engine. Interesting. They have so much details here, but do they go into PSI? I don't think they do. Unfortunately, my vehicle is only a 2.2 meter long, so I do have a very short wheelbase, which is going to be problematic with the track I'm going to take this on. I think to get more RPM out of this thing, we're going to change the dimensions of the engine here. Oh, hey, we're able to do that and still get a 1.5 liter. Nice. Good. Okay, now we can increase that cam profile and get more power and RPM out of this thing. We can go all the way up to 9,200 RPM. I suppose this will have to do, and then we'll have to give it like 80 extra. We'll have to double the power, basically, almost, to get the sort of thing we need out of this. Oh, wait, hold on. We can get a little bit higher here, because they would have had a really high quality exhaust. But yeah, that's basically our engine done. And let's give a listen to our imitation engine. We're going to give it a black wrinkle paint top, though. Ooh, that looks good. I am very happy with that. Now, because we wouldn't really probably get graphs quite like this, we're just going to listen to this thing and watch the power and torque dial. Nice. That sounds pretty awesome. Let's give a listen to what they would have sounded like. So that's what they sound like. Interesting. What does mine sound like? Not quite the same, but we'll have to do. I will be making this mod available eventually, but we're going to be using version 7 for now because that was the best one I could use to this point. The other ones all have their own sorts of issues. This one, though, is still not issueless, but it is the best body I was able to make so far. I'm going to go in, we're going to give this a brushed steel look, which is what a lot of things like Mercedes and a lot of other cars had. And if we get really close here, you can see like all the little scoring on here, and it looks really awesome. We're not gonna focus too much on the interior, but we have made that a different color, so we can go in there, and we could make it invisible if we wanted, or for now, we're just going to make it plastic. And we will put some stuff in there, but we'll do that later. We won't deal with fixtures yet. We're gonna go with longitudinal rear-wheel drive. We're gonna go with a manual and a 4-speed, which is very common in the day. Go with an open differential. I don't really know what they had. Yeah, this doesn't go into it either. So I suppose we'll just stay with an open differential. Then for our wheels, we're going to go with a semi-slick. They are going to be cross plies, and we're going to go with a standard 135 width. This has nothing about what tires they had. So we're just going to stick with what I know, which is 135s on 700s, and that'll do. We're not gonna fiddle too much with trying to get the exact right tires and whatnot, but we're gonna do a pretty good job. Also, I'd like to say that I think I designed this pretty well. So we've got a very upright seated position here, and your driver's feet would come to about here. So if we take the body away, you can see that that's around the transmission, but the engine is well behind the front suspension here. So this thing has basically a mid-front engine car, kind of like your Corvettes, though this is even further back, so I'm happy with what I've done. Let's go into our brakes here. Our brakes are going to be quite big drum brakes, so we'll figure out what we need there eventually. Under aerodynamics, it's going to have none. The quality is going to be a little bit higher. This is a very low drag car as well, by the way, because the cross-sectional in this is very small, and it is very rounded and very smooth. Though, to counteract the fact that this thing has a 0.19 drag coefficient, the thing has huge amounts of lift, which is actually very accurate. Then we're going to have a basic seat and no entertainment, obviously. It has the right amount of safety for the day, which is none. And then we're gonna go in here and we're gonna select race. So we have a bit of an oversteer issue. I wonder if we have like suspension dynamics here. No, we only have hydraulic drums. Doesn't really say. We are going to stick with hydraulic drums for now. We're going to get this situated the way we want it to be. Don't need quite so much in the rear. Oh yeah, that's right. Also, the other reason why we're going to have very low drag coefficient is because the drag gets added on by brake cooling, and there is a lot of brake cooling on this thing, so that's going to be very important. The engine cooling, though, is quite low because this is a very small engine. I have put a lot of thought into this. This isn't something that I just went ahead and made. So the track width of this thing is 1.2 meters, which is quite narrow, but I've got a 0.8 track width currently. So we have to add on 400 millimeters of track width, which we're going to do on the rear. I can't tell what this offset is. Is that offset in millimeters or centimeters? Probably in centimeters, so we'll at least get it out there to be clear of the body. And then on the front tires, we'll have a little bit of offset there, so then when it turns, it doesn't collide with the body. But we're also going to go in here to suspension. We're going to do something else. Now, you may not notice what's wrong here, but let me show you. Do you notice it here? No? How about here or here? Do you still not see it? Should be able to see on this one. Like, this one makes it very clear. There it's very clear as well. How about I show you different cars? How about there? Do you see it now in this image? These things have positive camber. Now, that was to help with steering and whatnot, so we're gonna do exactly the same. Yeah, I know, we don't need to, but we are going to, and it looks like there was at least a couple of degrees at the least. Oh, we can only go 0.5? Oh, that's disappointing. But at least we now have some positive camber on the front. But these things didn't have power steering, and this was apparently to help with the steering issue. We are going to make our front tires a little bit... Oh, wait, no. We now no longer have the oversteer issue. Problem solved. All we had to do was sacrifice our steering ability. But we have a very low giveaway point here, unfortunately. But it'll do. So we got a little bit of oversteer all the way through. We're using cross-blade tires. Our top speed can be much higher, apparently. So we're going to go up to like a 300 kilometer an hour top speed and then change this gear ratio to bring that down. 8.7 seconds to 100, huh? These things had 1.7 miles per gallon? Oh my god, that's horrible. Jesus. Well, I don't really seem to have any details on what their 0 to 100 is. We have an exorbitant amount of wheel spin, but that's fine. Our brakes are not great, if I'm honest. Oh no. So we're gonna add on a more racy type brake pad, and then we'll just have to feather the brakes as we go in. We just gotta make sure that we don't lock up the rear brakes very much. So we're gonna make the rear brakes just a little bit smaller, which is fine, because the rear brakes aren't particularly great anyway. And we'll give +1 quality on that. Our tires and wheels. Oh, we're unfortunately going around again. Fixed. Okay, and now let's just move on to styling. Styling is going to be very simple on these things because they didn't really have much to do. It was just basically a radio on the front, and then we're going to have an exhaust coming out the side, and that's basically it. You know what? No, actually, my bad. There is a lot of cooling to be done here. Goodness gracious, that Maserati has so many holes, louvers in it. Jesus. Yeah, all right, so that's the thing we're gonna have to do as well. Now let me take you to what is the first issue with this car. So we're gonna just stick on very simply, and this is the limitation of my mod body creation. Oh, you can see here that there's a line down the middle, but I can fix that. Let's just turn off magnetism, and you can see here that, yeah, it's mirrored, and I can't be bothered fixing that one, because fixing it caused other issues. But we'll deal with that later. We're just gonna go ahead and create our grille here. You know what? That hasn't turned out quite so bad. Little bit weird, but it'll suffice for now. And let's go put on a lot of ventilation down the sides. I luckily think I have the right mods for this. We'll use something like this. What? Why is that happening? Well, whatever, it's fine. We can use patchwork to cover that in anyway. Now let's fix up this little bit of a problem here. And we got our patchwork for that, and we'll just use regular old patches to fix this up. That's creating some weird issues, but it'll get better in blend. What the heck is happening here now? This will all look a lot better once it gets into BeamNG. What else do we have on these things? That's pretty much it, just the exhaust coming out the side now. They don't look like the most sophisticated exhausts of all time, if I'm being honest. Almost a car slug, but we'll go with it. What side is our exhaust on? Our exhaust is on this side, so it's different from theirs, but we can work with this. There we go. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming out of there. We'll probably go with one more, you know, to match the amount of cylinders we got in here. So let's get rid of the body again. And where do we think that can fit? That can fit further back. Okay. Now we have 6, 1 for each exhaust. And don't worry about the lineup. It's fine, probably, right? Maybe we'll just do this all again. There we go. Now we just have to put some sort of exhaust shielding on there, which I don't know how to do. I don't even think I have a mod for that. Like, what would I use? Yeah, looks like I don't have such a mod. But I suppose I can just make something up with this doodad. That will do. Now onto the wheels. What sort of wheels and tires do these things have? I think they had wire spoke wheels with a 2-pronged part on it. That's, yeah, not white walls, not on a race car of this particular era. Oh, that looks fantastic. Also, I noticed that they're running like a not semi-slick looking tire. As you can see, it looks like some sort of like intermediate or medium or hard. So let's have a look to see if we can match that tire design. We got here semi-slicks. Doesn't look like sports. Does it look like medium or hard lock? You know what? It looks a lot like a medium compound. This thing is gonna be shit. It's gonna suck. Sucks so bad. But you work with what you've got, I suppose. Oh yeah, so here we got a problem with our mirroring now because of the exhaust. But as I said, we just fill that in with patchwork. God, I love patchwork. And if the patchwork mod creator is watching this, thank you so much for making this. What I would like to ask though is you make like a triangle as well. That would be absolutely phenomenal. Apart from that, I have no issues whatsoever with this absolutely fantastic mod. Now, to make our driver, this one's going to be tricky at best. We're gonna start by making a dash sort of interior part. All right, time to make our interior, which is going to be very basic interior, by the way. Making this seat is going to take a really long time, so we're going to fast forward through pretty much everything here. And now we're going to go ahead and make our racer, which I'm not sure exactly on the positioning we're going to have here, but he'll be in there. Just got to use a buttload of primitives for this, because I didn't think about making a human body, which I should have, probably, in hindsight, but maybe next time. This is probably something I'm going to be doing this is something I'm going to be doing for every era of Formula 1 car. So stay tuned for that. If you do like this sort of stuff, go ahead, like it, subscribe, make sure that you, simp for me. All right, if you do tend to dig down deep into these things, I've even put pedals in for you. That's how much I care about your user experience. Go ahead, like and subscribe. There will be a link, not a link to this right away, but this will be available on the BeamNG repository in the future. I'm just gonna make that invisible so you can see the engine in there at least a little bit. Are we done with styling? I think we very much might be. I wish I had something else for this, but I just don't. Now, I'm probably going to go in and do... You know what? No, I should put some cutaways in here for this suspension, and I'll probably edit this suspension strut to be a little bit different. So we're just going to use good old patchwork again. And that seems to clear the brakes at least. So, wheels back on, back into regular camera position. I think we are good. This makes me very happy. I've never actually modeled a thing before. Now, I'm going to use an old racing brand that I knew called Tunningly. And if you are a longtime fan of my channel, you'll know that this was my high-speed car. So not really a car manufacturer, but just a company that made fast vehicles. And then, true to the tradition, we're going to use a few little details to create the name. This is probably an older vehicle, and I have actually modeled it as an older one because a lot of these cars were already pre-existing. It's going to be the 48 SC DWB for double wishbone 1500 F1. That is the name for this car. So it's the 48 supercharged double wishbone 1500 F1 car. So very, very, you know what, actually no, we might move SC to after 1500. And do we give it an engine name? You know what, yeah, we're gonna give it an engine name. So this is gonna be the 50 F1. So this is gonna be the 1950 version of the F1. It's gonna be a 1500. It's not the 3 liter, I think was the other option. Supercharged i6 Doc 200. And the 200 there is going to be for approximately how much power we think this thing is going to create, but no promises. I think we're good to go. Do you think we're good to go? If not, well, don't be so mean. I think we're good to go. I could put in some like a bonnet area here, so then you could have like an area to lift up the bonnet. But I suppose, you know what? Yeah, let's have a look at what we got here. So we got this. We can get a fairly decent look. It looks like, yeah, a spring-loaded latch, and the Maserati also has spring-loaded latch. So I think that's what we're gonna do. And does this one have a line down the middle of the bonnet? No, this one is just lift off the entire bonnet. Okay, let's do that. We're gonna go into miscellaneous fixtures. And then we're going to use this regular molding trim piece to figure out everything we need to. There, I think we have it. I am happy with everything. Yes? Yes, I am. Let's go and take this over. Oh, hold on. Let's see what Test Track says it does first. At 2:40, you know what? That's not slow. It's definitely not fast, but there are plenty of modern cars that would go around there slower, but they would be very slow cars. What is the price of our car? In 1950, $125,000 is, you know what, very cheap. We're gonna chuck on a few extra thousand though, maybe like an extra 5,000 for this supercharger we're about to put on. But that's not horrible. It's actually probably a lot cheaper than what it would have really cost to make a car like this. But then again, they reuse a lot of things back in the day. Let's go export this, then I'm gonna go fiddle with the front suspension. All right, we have it, and I've set myself up with, I mean, I haven't fixed the meshes or anything. As you can see here, they're still quite janky, but at least they're the right width. If we just go into a third-person camera here, you can see just how fantastic it is. Now, so what I've done here is I've done what I saw in a few cars where they fit the spring inside of here. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but I've got it fitted in there. We've got rid of the chassis, everything like that. Everything looks fine. The exhaust seems quite good. Let's give this engine a little bit of a rev. Oh, we don't get any exhaust puffing out the back. That's something I really wanted too. Oh, I also didn't put the supercharger mod on. What an idiot. If you don't know how to do the supercharger thing, I'll link to a Twin Turbos video in the description. But we're also going to turn up exhaust particulates. I see a lot of exhaust coming out. But what the hell? Where is it coming from? That is in the middle of nowhere. All right, well, we're going to have to fix that. What? That's just stupid. Exhaust 14. All right, this is going to have to all change. Yeah. All right, well, now I know how that works. And now we've reduced the particulates, and it'll give us the exhaust that we want, which is just a little bit subtle. I like it. Now, do we have a supercharger ready to go on? We now have our supercharger on there. And what is our power number now? Oh, this is getting really exciting. I cannot wait to drive this. I am holding back so goddamn hard right now to not just take this thing for a rip. This is going to be so much fun. It's going to have way too much power, though. It looks like it generates about 150 horsepower. Oh, this is going to be fun when it's ready. Oh, nice. I just wish I had a straight 8 sound, which would be absolutely fantastic. Though I don't know how to do sounds yet. That's one of the things that I'm struggling with. I know now how to do electronic sounds better for electric motors, and I'll do a thing on that one day. We now have Exactamundo 200 RPM. We're going to increase this PSI just a little bit more, though, because it was 220 how much they were creating in the Maserati. 214 horsepower? Nice. That is exactly what we want. Now we're going to go in and we are going to save this, so then it'll always load with this one by default. And let's take our little bit of a racing driver around the track. And we're just going to go for a nice cruise around this racetrack. Now, if you know anything about Formula 1, you probably already tell where it is that I am. I found this mod online, and sure, it's a little bit jank, but this is, I mean, unfortunately a modern version, but it's basically unchanged of Monaco, which is, oh, that's right, I've got broken front wheels. So yeah, maybe I should just get the steering wheel right now, so then I can avoid breaking the steering, which I don't really know how to fix. We're gonna take off. I can't really, there's no steering input. What's going on here? Give me some time. I'm gonna go away, do some editing, and I'll be back. Okay, so after a ginormous amount of me fiddling back and forth and trying to figure out what the issue is, I finally figured it out. And this is an issue that a lot of people seem to have, so I'll quickly run you through what it is that I've done here. For some reason, this ST1L, which is a part of your steering, and ST2R, oh sorry, the ones, ST1L and ST1R were inverted. So I searched for these particular parts, and then I just took the minus from there and added it to there. And then to increase the speed of the steering, because that was a little bit slow, I increased the distance outwards here on the first one. So just to clarify, this is the width. This is how far forward something is along the car, and this is how high a node is. So what we did is we just inverted the width so then they're on the correct sides. So now the steering is not only faster, but it also doesn't break. I mean, sure, if you take it too far, obviously it does. I have just a little bit more to do, which is to lock the steering angle. Now, I looked at a person's channel called Gizmo Props. He showed me all about this sort of stuff. I increased my steering lock and in rate and out rate, all that sort of stuff to try to fix this. But this is the one that if you steer too far, your steering will break. So we can just bring this down. So we're going to bring this down to like a 1.8. Okay, let's take our bad boy out. Oh, look at that exhaust. Oh, so cool, bro. Oh, I love it. All right, let's get ourselves into first gear, and away we go. Hold on, this isn't the right camera angle. We want to be, there we go, in the driver's seat. Oh, God. Oh, my God, so much power oversteer. This thing is quite scary, but we're doing okay. Into third gear. Oh, okay. Slow it down. Get it in. No, don't crash. Oh, frick. We're going to take off again. Oh, you know what? I think I changed my camera position, but didn't lock it down again. Oh, no, we went straight into third. My bad. Hold on. Second, I don't really use the gear knob very often, but oh, the reason why I'm using my gear knob today, you know, playing with my knob and all, is because I've not had it set up for... Actually, I don't think I've ever set it up. I think I've always been like, why not use flappy paddles? So I think I'm going to go back to using flappy paddles for now. And we're just going to do a bit of third personing around here. Even though I am using a steering wheel, I usually wouldn't go to third person with the steering wheel, but I've been getting really good at this. And, oh, God, this thing loves to oversteer. Oh, we seem to have an oversteer issue. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I need to reset my car quickly. There we go. We're all fine here, bro. Easy peasy. Oh, okay. Yes, good. And we're coming around to the more well-known parts of the Monaco Grand Prix. Oh, God. The grip here is absolutely horrendous. Oh, no! We've gone around. Damn it. Let's try this again. And we're coming down to the absolute... Oh, you know what? I'm drawing a blank. I do watch the Monaco Grand Prix occasionally when, like, I'm there at the right time. Damn it! This car is unsettled. I might have to do something about this. But here we're coming up to the hairpins, which is, like, the most famous part of this entire thing. So, how does it deal with this hairpin right here? I know the name of this corner. I'm just drawing a blank. My brain just isn't working. But that's fine. Oh, God. Okay. Yep. Okay. Coming down around here. Gonna slow down a little bit. Make it for this corner. And once I go into first person to actually set a lap time here, I'll be able to do a much better job! Oh! Because it's much easier to control in first person. Oh, wow. This thing doesn't... It's completely busted. Sorry, car. Sorry, probably what's worth millions of dollars type of car. Now, the car that this is based off is the Alfa Romeo. Something or other. You know what, screw it. We're just going to go into our first-person cockpit mode and, see how dangerous this thing is in first person. Okay, second gear going around here. Pretty good. Into third gear. Trying to keep traction control. Oh, no! Oh, shoot. Be cool, game. Be cool. I should probably anchor my camera better because currently the camera doesn't anchor particularly well and it jiggles a lot. I don't know how to fix that, and I suppose I can do that. Now, I know that this is a modern version, but try to imagine. Oh, God. We've crashed exactly where Tony Stark got his car split in half by the Boyd guy. I want my Boyd. And that's fine. Oh, God. Lots of frame lag there. That's okay, I suppose. That's just BeamNG being the new version of BeamNG, which is glitchy and buggy. But that's okay, okay. Coming up here. Oh! Okay. You know what? We need less traction on the front because we are spinning out way too much. Or maybe just more traction in the rear. Yeah, let's do that. More traction on the rear, please. God damn it. We're going to turn these up to like 1.45s as opposed to 1.35s. And hopefully that'll do everything we need. Okay. Turn us around. Okay, we still have enough power to grip ratio to get the thing doing a burnout. That's quite good. Oh, God, okay. Oh, that was a big hit. That's fine. Oh, okay. Yeah, not so great, if I'm honest. Let's rewind. There we go. Who would have thunk it? A 1950 F1 car was not particularly great at handling. But we're going to keep trying. Okay. Oh, lots of little issues here and there, but that's fine. We got it going. Oh, yes. Okay. Good. A lot of wheel spin. Damn it! Do we re-export this with the new tire grip models? I'm tempted. Maybe we'll do that another time. We're just gonna go in here and we're gonna turn up traction. Let's hope that that's enough to overcome our issue. Oh, I can already feel that we got a lot more traction coming up here to this chicane. Oh, good. Yes. Oh, no. Oh. We gave it a little too much spirit. Reset it and try it again. We're gonna nurse this car around just a little bit more. Oh, okay. Yep, good for me. Going around. We've got this one in the bag. We are finishing off one whole lap. Oh, God. Ah! Oh, my God. Ah, shit! Oh, this car is so dangerous. Fuck me. 1.5. Okay, car. Show me what you've got. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Now we're getting massive amounts of understeer. So that's not great. Let's try that corner again, except this time we're going to try to control our understeer just a little bit better. We've got a very jiggly car right now, unfortunately. Oh, God, it's jiggling all over the place. Okay, good. All right. Actually, you know what? This is under control now. Ah, much better. And we don't have any jiggling. Oh, okay, as I say that, coming up to here. Well, death in F1 was actually a very common occurrence. Let's try that again. And full speed ahead. And slow down. Get it turned around here. And we're going to see if we can bring this thing under control. God damn, you know what? No. All right. We're going to go home and we're going to fix this camera issue. God damn it. All right. Do we get less jiggle now? Okay, we have a little less jiggle from the camera now, which is pretty nice. Let's take this thing around and just see how good of a lap we can do here as a bit of a warm-up now that we've got pretty much everything ironed out now. Oh, braking's not great coming into the first corner. Heading up the second main straight here along the skyline sort of area. Going through the S-curves. No, okay, well, I just don't have any control over this car. It's so hard. What is happening? All right, coming through the S-curves again. Oh, a little bit of oversteer as we go around there. Coming around the big sweep. But did I just get lift off on the rear wheels? I think I did, and we seem to be listing a little bit, guys. Oh, God. Okay, I think my suspension completely broke. But that's fine. We can still do this. God damn. Okay, coming around here. Oh. Okay, and now we're into a downhill, which is going to be a nightmare for this car because we've got massive problems with narrow tires and drum brakes on the front and more braking on the front than what we need, but that's okay. Oh, understeer coming into the major hairpin there. Coming around here and slow down. Get turned in. No, didn't get turned in. That's fine. This car doesn't want to turn in. I won't force it. And going around onto the back straight now. Getting wheel spin all the way down here. Third gear has got the wheel spin tamed, but that's because it just doesn't have the torque to overcome. Because it's too slow. Oh, no. We seem to have had a slight bit of problem there. And then we're going to try that again after the rewind there. Okay. Second gear. No wheel spin. That's good. No, wheel spin. Yes, yes, we are getting wheel spin. My bad. Oh, okay. And then we're coming down into the longest braking zone in the entire area, and we just understeered all the way through it, but that's fine. I mean, we don't need every corner, do we? Probably not. Oh, no, understeer, and we've crashed. Bugger me. Even practice is hard. I tell you what, I'm going to go into full try-hard mode, and we're just going to go for a full lap. Let's do this. Shit! I tell you what though, I never got used to that first corner, and just learning the characteristics of the braking and the turning, it was so hard. Alright, we're gonna turn off throttle and clutch assistance to see if that will help us out with our doohickey dad problem. Like trying to slow this thing properly. That is actually helping us out a little bit, using engine braking to slow us down quite a bit. That was really quite nice actually. I wish I had done this sooner, but driving one-handed can be a little bit tricky. Oh god. Oh, we get rear lift around that corner, unfortunately. There's just a little bit of a jump there, and I feel as if we've broken a sway bar or something because the car has become really wallowy, which is not particularly great. It was already not what you would really want. Oh, okay. Get turned. Okay, no, we've done it. We're good. Okay, and coming down to here, we're going to take it nice and slowly. I'm not quite sure how the clutch engages or not, but we'll live with it. Yes, using engine braking to slow us down, really super helpful. We're still actually in first. I didn't realize we didn't get out of first just then. But we're crashed. We're a little bit damaged, but we're still coming around. Going around through the tunnel. And I am worried that we're just going to understeer like crazy, so we're going to go a little bit slow around here, and that's fine. come out the other side, and we just have to now worry about this braking zone. Oh no, we've binned it. Oh, that's fine. We'll just go through here. Yay, we've done a lap so far. We have not died. Oh, I've broken my gear shifter thing. That's fine. Ah, okay. No, we're still in one piece. The vehicle is quite wallowy, but it's still in a survivable mode. And we're in second gear. Coming up here. Slowing down. We're going to go into first gear. I should learn to not dump it in this game. There's just no feedback on the clutch and gear shifter and whatnot. So it's really easy to accidentally stuff up your gear shifts. Try to slowly let off the clutch. Bringing it around here. Coming around to the front straight. The last corners. And we are through. And what lap did we do around Monaco? A 2:22. Oh god, oh god. Ah, okay. Woo! We brought it to a stop, and I forgot to put the clutch in, so we stalled. But that's fine. Let's see what actually the record was. 1 minute 50s to a slow minute of 2 minute 12. Oh dear, I did a 2 minute 22. I should be ashamed. Let's see if we can break into the 2 minute barrier and at least have been able to qualify. Let's do this. Good, okay, we got around the first corner. We've done quite well. Coming up now to the S's area. Gonna switch into third. This is gonna be quite fast coming up here, but we're gonna try to slow down so then we don't end up with our rear raising up. Good, okay, we've kept it under control here around the sweeper. No, we've lost it a little bit. That's fine. Come around here to a moderate right-hander. Coming downhill into the absolute nightmare zone. We're gonna use our engine braking there to slow us down a little bit. Get around the first hairpin of the back chicane area. We're still in first gear. I went to switch down to first gear. Turns out we're still in first gear because we just don't get the speed built up, but that's fine. Slowing down here for the final one of these really tight hairpin type corners. And now a right-hander. Ah! Really tight. Still in first gear. Lots of wheel spin into second gear. And we have to make sure to not understeer here through the tunnel. We're into third gear. And now we're in understeer territory. Okay, almost lost it there. Alright, now we have to watch out coming down here to the downhill braking zone. Ah, okay, we weren't able to do what we needed to do. I probably could have switched gears there, but I just was focusing too much on the fact that I was understeering like crazy. I would have been a terrible driver back in. Okay, use engine braking, slow us down to second gear coming around here. Oh, okay. Coming down to a back chicane. And we're going to get through here quite nicely in second gear. Lots of one-wheel peel. We've lost all traction. And... ah! That's fine. We can still make this go around here. And full power it out of here. Lots of wheel. Lots of losing traction. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh! Bugger me. That's fine. Coming up to the final corners. Gonna bring it around here quite nicely. Get that speed up a little bit. Change gears into second. Gonna gain back a little bit of extra traction. And it looks like we haven't gained much time. We've knocked off like, what, 3 seconds? No, 2 seconds. Bugger me. Alright, we can do this. I'm gonna go full try-hard mode now. Okay, after quite a while of just going around and crashing, I was finally able to get another lap done. Now, I want to point out a few things here, like the engine braking really helps in this car, because with all those drum brakes and just generally being a really old style of car, it was really hard to control. Add on to that, you see the camera jiggling? That makes it really hard to judge things like, is the car actually locking up or not? You have to pay close attention to sound, but sound isn't always particularly great in this game. It was all really, really tricky. Now, I did fix a little bit of that coming for the version that I'm going to be putting up on the repository, or it should be there when it's live, which they could take quite a while to do that, unfortunately. It could be days, if not almost a week sometimes. But you can see here that I'm finally getting control of this. You got the engine braking here. I'm much better at smoothly putting on the clutch out, so then the gear will engage, because sometimes I would just drop it. Because there's no feedback at all in this simulator rig setup that I got. And I kind of want to maybe do something for that. So like, see, you got the clutch in, then you can change gears easier. But if you have the clutch out, then changing the gears in or out becomes really quite difficult. And then maybe have something to do with brake feedback, which would be really quite good. So if you're braking, you got brake pressure, but when you lock up, then the brake pressure drops a little bit and you gain the traction back and you get the pressure back under the foot. I think that that would be something that a lot of sim racers would like to have, and they don't really seem as if they'd be particularly tricky things to implement. So keep an eye out for that one day. I do have a 3D printer, and when I say I broke something on my gear lever, I'll quickly show you what I did. I actually 3D printed, this gated shifter for my G920's gear shifting knob and whatnot. It was silly and all that sort of stuff, but I like it. I like having a gated shifter. But here we go. We've finally finished a lap. Whoops, I accidentally over-revved the engine, but we did at 2 minutes 17, so we've been able to knock off another 3 seconds. Boy, this is crazy. Let's keep going. Well, I just don't think I can break the 2-minute barrier. In fact, I don't even think I can break the 2-minute 10-second barrier. So, I think we're just gonna leave it there. I'm going to fiddle with this a little bit more, maybe get the jiggliness out of it, and then I'll upload it to the BeamNG repository, because I think in its current state, it's not really where I'm happy with it. So once I get it all sorted out, I'll upload it to the BeamNG repository. I'll put a link to it in my Discord when I do it, so I would suggest you guys going and checking out my Discord, and if you have liked this video, even if you have had a seizure from all of the shaky camera lights and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, subscribe. Just everyone subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye. Jesus, this thing was crazy.